So, we've had a parcel delivered. The all new Retrol Musa HM-01. Been quite looking forward to getting this. It's been a long while coming. Our friends at stirlingkit have sent it over. It eventually arrived this morning. So we're going to unbox it and have a little look what comes with it. Now, I will say this is the kit version as opposed to the ready to run. I'll take a few of these little sleeves out, get them laid out and see what's in there. First impressions of what's in the box. Ooh. Far better than the usual Chinese engines. That does look very nice. So this is the contents of your kit. Flywheels, exhaust. That's a bit better than the usual effort from the Chinese Miss engines. Bearing caps, oiler. I'm assuming these in here are possibly the crank bearing. The other one is already fitted with the crank gear on it. Very nicely machined and a lot heavier than some of the other engines. I mean, look at those governor weights. It's just lovely. Sooner than do a full build on this unboxing and review video, because there's no instructions, I'm going to do an instructional video and do that as a separate video. So we'll just sort of pick bits out along the way. And should we have a look in these bags? I mean, just look at this cylinder head for a moment. Don't argue with the bag. Just look at that. For the money, I think that's absolutely fantastic. Just fantastic. They really have, on first impressions, drastically improved what they've been doing. And they may have just hit the sweet spot with this one. Piston and connecting rod. That is a casting, that connecting rod, as opposed to something that's just machined. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Drip oiler. Like, bearing in mind the previous engines didn't even have an oiling point, let alone an oiler. Push rod. Carb and parts for fixing the flywheels, possibly the ignition part. More ignition wiring. A long spring, not 100% sure what that's for. The latch arm for the hit and miss mechanism. Measuring rod. I wonder what that's for. The rocker arm. Just look at that. And that is, I would say that is a casting that's been machined. That is great. I would say this one is more of a scale model as opposed to a toy like the others, but at a very similar price point. The bolt-on pulley, fantastic. So, there it all is. Let's get it built. So now we've got it all together, we've been round all those screws and bolts that we said to leave finger tight before, tighten them all up, and everything feels okay. Oiler is oiled up, main bearing's oiled up. We've borrowed a fuel tank from an E-Cheen, that's same sort of size and complete with the fill pipe. Now this is the ignition system you get with it. Now you will notice that says 6 to 12 volt. Some of the others, well most of the others that I played with before, work on 3 AA batteries, which would be 4.5 volts. And they work just as well, if not better, with just 3 volts. However, I did try this with a battery pack and it didn't work. So we're going to go with 12 volt as suggested, and I'm sure that'll be fine. So I think it's about time we had a test run. One thing I might not have mentioned, fuel, just standard lighter fuel with a drop of 2-stroke oil in it. It shouldn't really need it given that it's got the cylinder oiler, but I just think it's healthier for the piston ring. Quite simple to connect the ignition, red and black. All the wires do come with it, although I did have to add the connectors on the end because of my choice of battery. Carburettor, I think we'll start off with about half a turn. And there is also a choke, but we'll try it without first. Wind the starting string onto the pulley. Three or 4 turns, should be plenty. Now, this starting string that comes with it, I'm just going to cut that down and make it a little bit shorter because I think it's plenty long enough and just gets in the way a little bit, if anything. A simple knot in the end. Wrap it around the pulley and go for it. Don't expect it to go straight away. Oh, that did sound promising. We'll maybe give it a small amount of choke. Like so. just turn that cylinder oil on. And she's away. The knocking is the wood bouncing on the table, but far, far more stable than any of the other engines we've run before. Hit and miss correctly straight out the box. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I want another one. That's how good that is. So for anybody that is interested in engines and the usual excuse is they can't afford one, or more likely they've got nowhere to keep one, you no longer have an excuse. This can fit literally anywhere. Everybody's got a mantelpiece to fit that on. Fantastic. Have a look at the other side. Brilliant. So if you fancy getting yourself one of these, I will put the link in the description below to the stirlingkit website. There will also be a discount code in the description for an extra 10% off. Just go and get one. They do both a kit and ready to run. So the kit is the better idea if you want to learn how it works and how it goes together, because you'll know right from the start. But if you just want something simple straight out the box to play with, go for the ready to run. Absolutely fantastic. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you've liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for stirlingkit for this wonderful engine. And until next time, goodbye.